Hello, Sparkle family, and welcome back to Flow State Tarot. I'm your host, Leia, and we are in another episode of Pep Talks today because essentially I started these videos to help you guys, but also to speak to myself because these are just things that I'm learning through my artist journey, and I think they're really valuable lessons. So I'm hoping you guys will take something from it too. And today's topic is rejection. Rejection is something that we are always going to come across as artists, and it can come in a lot of different forms. It can come in the form of art shows, art school, collaboration attempts, job applications, anything, and it got me thinking lately because these things can be so discouraging to our journey, right? It's one of those things where we at some point are responsible for filtering the noise outside. So when we put ourselves in the situation where we have an opportunity and we're putting ourselves out there, I think it's important to acknowledge that that is a very important step that a lot of people don't take. So you are already ahead of the game by putting yourself out there, by putting your name in the pot, like Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Maybe that's not the greatest example, but you know what I mean. So by even standing up and saying, I want to try this is an accomplishment. A lot of people don't even make it to that step. So I really want to drive that point home because I really struggled with what I was going to call this episode anyways, because I'm really in the part of my life where I'm reframing rejection. I don't want to look at it like that. I want to look at it as like, no, I had bumpers, and my life path is keeping me guided to where I need to be. Because sometimes, say you put yourself out there for this thing, like for example, I had originally applied for this artist residency that was to take place in the second half of this year. And if I had gotten that, I wouldn't have had the chance to do a lot of the other things that I didn't even expect I would end up with an opportunity to do that. I've kind of fallen into my lap by just pursuing the things I'm really passionate about over the past few months. It's like one door leads to another door leads to another door. So you open that first one, you get that first opportunity, and then you just keep stepping through them, So if you're stuck in a cycle of it feels like no doors are opening for you, it could be good, and mind you, I'm not telling you that you're wrong, but it could be good to look back at your goals and how are the things that you are putting yourself out there for aligning with your end goal? Because it really just feels so personal, right? When we get a rejection from something, when most of the time, especially when it's a large pool of applicants, it really just comes down to they had to pick between a lot of really talented people for something. And if you've ever been on the other side of that table, that's also really challenging to have to look at all this work that leaves you inspired, right? So not to invalidate your feelings, but thinking about things in perspective can also change how we're perceiving these things in our life. That being said, one of the points that I wrote down is that your feelings are valid. I want you to give yourself the chance to feel what you feel when you get that letter or that notice. In these situations, there are a few things that you can do after you've given yourself a chance to feel that emotion and to assess, am I working toward the goal that my heart is invested in right now? Can you ask for feedback, first of all? If they haven't already put in the fine print on the front end that they aren't going to be giving feedback for portfolios or whatever it is you submitted, ask for the feedback if you have a contact. Like, it could be something as simple as, yeah, there were just too many talented people. Or it could be something like, yeah, we just were really looking for this one specific thing and you just missed it by this much. But next time, if you get within this bracket, we would be happy to have you, That also can depend on relationships, and that should probably be a whole thing in itself, but ask for that feedback. It's really valuable. If you can take constructive criticism as a creative person, then you can get so much further ahead in what you're trying to make, especially when you're hearing it from the mouth of people that you're probably going to submit to again. Which leads me into the next point. Don't burn bridges, okay? Don't post stuff on social media. Don't like go on your stories like Shane Dawson style, crash out, tag the business in it, you know. Be mindful. These creative spaces, like anywhere else, become very small once you're entangled in them. And if you start talking badly instead of being able to show gratitude for even having the opportunity to get your work in a room with other talent, then that's going to look really bad. I invite you to almost be on the other half of this as someone who's also curated art shows. You know, you can feel energy. You can feel that energy in an interpersonal exchange. And if you are not wronged by an institution or an individual, it will serve you very well to show how grateful you are to have had an opportunity and for the feedback that you were able to receive, as opposed to burning that bridge. I promise you, please don't learn this lesson the hard way, you guys. Rejection does not mean crash out, okay? That's what we're gonna say together. Rejection does not mean crash out. And if it does, we're gonna put it in our journal. That's where it's gonna go. Or we're gonna call a friend that we really trust. 2 last points on rejection. How to find new opportunities and how to refresh your perspective, you know? Like I said, it can get really discouraging when we get multiple no letters. Like, you can't ignore that gut punch that happens when they say, we're sorry, or we regret to inform you, right? But, you know, I was listening to a podcast or an interview recently with Stephen King, and he was talking about how he had a nail in his wall that he would put all of his rejection letters onto. And at one point, the nail popped out of the wall because it was so full. And like, look at him now. You know what I mean? So everyone goes through this, and lean into your community, you know, change your perspective in the sense that ask your friend, maybe, you know, say, hey, can we chat about this really quickly? And then maybe see what their experience was like, because they probably have something similar and they can really understand how you feel about that. But finding new opportunities, I would lean into this with the asking for feedback if you're able to. Looking at the resources available from the things that you submitted to, the organizations, the people, their websites, their social media. Usually they have links in their profiles. But also, if you have and maintain a good relationship with these people, even if you don't right away, you can usually ask about future opportunities or maybe things that aren't directly hosted by these people, but they know about, you know? If you guys are new here, a little side note, you're probably gonna see and hear my animals at some point because they just love to be in my videos, but they hate when I take a picture of them. So that's what's happening right now. But yeah, just know, my DMs are always open. Oh, LOL, my dog. Okay, Mabel's gonna be in the shot with us right now. I don't know if you guys can hear, but there was someone's fire alarm was like going off. Must have been like a smoke alarm from their kitchen, and she's traumatized from sounds like that. So she's scared now and she's shaking and she's sitting behind me. So she's just in the video now. Anyway, I believe in you. My DMs and my comments are always open. If you need a pep talk, come back to this video. You know, just know that it happens to all of us, and rejection is divine protection or redirection, however you want to frame it. But the way that you think and the world in your brain is up to you. So I take you with me and invite you to change the way you think about your rejection letters. And I dare you to keep trying because I believe in you and I want to see your ideas. Okay, bye Sparkle family. I'll see you in the next pep talk.